Towery for Insider Advantage and the Internet News Agency.
And I'm Aileen Page. We are here to bring you all the stories that are making political news each day here at home and all around the world.
And first, I guess, up is the official launch of the Internet News Agency. We've started this new company. Actually, it's been around for 9 years in the form of Insider Advantage, but it is now Internet News Agency as well. Internet News Agency will be providing you coverage every day of politics all over the country. It won't just be presidential politics. It will be all politics. We'll be looking at state legislatures, issues, all the time, every day, with updates and sometimes live streaming video like tomorrow night for the Iowa caucus.
How do you like our set?
I love our set. I think it looks fantastic, and hopefully we'll have a lot of fun here.
I think so. Let's get right to it. Today's top story. Voters head to the polls tomorrow in the Iowa caucus, with the Democratic race in a three-way dead heat. A Des Moines Register poll shows that Barack Obama is surging significantly in the polls. They say 40% of participants will be independents. Our strategist, Matt Towery, of course, is here with his insight. So Matt, what do you think about this estimation of the number of independents? Is it accurate?
Well, I've done a little digging, and yes, there is a significant percentage of independents. There are a significant number of independents who actually do participate in the Democratic caucus. That's a historical thing. Now, what I'm not so sure about is that the people who are responding to these live phone interviews are being as truthful as they might be. We have had a lot of experience polling in the South, where you have an issue of African American voters, not candidates, but voters. And generally speaking, we tend to see that African American voters will not tell us how they're voting, or oftentimes will say they're voting for a Republican candidate who they're not voting for. And then as that gets compressed down in the last few days, suddenly it begins to reverse, and you start to see that they're going for the candidates you would expect them to support. Now, in this case, you have an African American candidate, and I don't know to what extent someone being called by a live individual and being asked, do you support Barack Obama, has an effect. In other words, do you want to seem to be cool, or do you don't want to appear to be racist just because he happens to be African American? We're in uncharted territories here. But what I will tell you, one thing is for sure: the Des Moines Register is influencing this vote. They do it every single time. They had the Kerry last time. They had Kerry winning on the Democratic side, and magically Kerry won. There was really no reason for him to be distinctly ahead other than one John Zogby poll. All the other pollsters had it tied. When they came out with their poll, suddenly Kerry shot up. I saw polling this morning that we did, internal polling. We'll release our final poll tomorrow, that showed Obama rising rapidly. Why? Because of the Des Moines Register. So that's sort of how I take the Democratic side right now.
But if this estimation of the number of independents is accurate, what do you think the impact of that will be?
Well, here's what I think in the end will happen. And in a moment, we're going to be talking with Jamie Johnson, who's president of Iowa News Talk, and he's going to really give us some insight. But my view of this is that John Edwards and Obama do the best with independents. I think Hillary Clinton's vote is solid. It's there. But I don't know how much she's going to pick up. And it's still critical to put those second choices in. And even the Des Moines Register poll showed about, I can't remember exactly, Jamie can probably refresh my memory, but I know it was in double digits of undecided voters. Not undecided, rather, but those who were going to vote for other candidates who weren't going to make it, not get that required 15%. So if that's the case, you still have an interesting scenario where Obama and Edwards may do much better than Hillary Clinton, who right now appears to be leading the race. Jamie Johnson, you're on the line with us in Iowa. First of all, how are you?
I'm doing well. It's a very cold day here. It's 0 degrees, wind chill, making it minus 25. But tomorrow on caucus day, it's going to be a gorgeous day, about 35 degrees and sunny. And so those campaigns that were hoping for blizzard-like conditions to keep the moderates or the fair-weather voters away from the caucuses, well, they are disappointed. It's going to be a beautiful day tomorrow, so we expect to have a very high turnout.
Jamie, let me ask you first on the Democratic side. What is the, apparently the Des Moines Register is just having to run story after story trying to either apologize for or protect their poll. What do you think of that Des Moines Register poll that shows Obama so far ahead, and with them saying that 40% of the people who vote are going to be independents?
Well, I think that they know the Iowa caucuses better than any polling agency. When it comes down to believing the Des Moines Register or believing CNN opinion research poll, when the Des Moines Register says Barack Obama 32, Hillary Clinton 25, with 35% of all Democrats saying they still might change their minds, I think by now, Matt, they know how to conduct a poll on the Iowa caucuses. So I'm going to believe the Des Moines Register more than I'm going to believe CNN or any of these other polling agencies who are stuck within a Manhattan, Washington kind of a bubble.
Yeah. Well, we are very interested in it because I have another theory about the Des Moines Register, which I mentioned earlier. I think it's a self-fulfilling prophecy as well. I mean, if you recall, 4 years ago, John Kerry moved out of the pack at the last minute. And the Des Moines Register had a poll which showed John Kerry winning. Now, everybody was polling that up to that point, had it basically as a 3 or 4 way tie. Howard Dean was sort of imploding. So we're going to poll one last time. And of course, the Des Moines Register did not ask the second preference question, did it?
No, the Des Moines Register did not ask that question, which of course you guys did ask the question. I think you have a better read on what's going to happen because of so many people who are hoping for Bill Richardson or hoping for Chris Dodd or going to the caucus intending to vote for their candidate that's not going to make the 15% threshold. They are going to, in droves, turn their attention and affiliation over to John Edwards. And I think John Edwards is going to win this thing on the Democratic side.
You really do. Well, it's very interesting. I think he's either going to win it or he's going to come in a very strong second. I think the big loser in this is Hillary Clinton. Let's switch over to the Republican side real quickly. You were talking before we went on the air about the Huckabee campaign. Tell me your impressions of the Huckabee campaign in the last few days.
Well, the Huckabee campaign has made so many missteps, it's almost possible to know whether they have their head in the clouds or whether they have their head in some other indiscreet place. No campaign running for president in modern political history has made so many missteps in so few days. First, it was the crazy response about all of the pennies coming over our southern border. Then it was his comment about the Bhutto assassination. Then he picked a fight with Rush Limbaugh, and you never want to pick a fight with him. Then he made some crazy attack ad against Mitt Romney and then pulled it with a room full of 30 cameras and 100 different press agencies.
With us running...
Today, Ed Rollins said, I want to kick Mitt Romney's teeth in.
Let me ask you this question, because we're running out of time. I'm going to put you on the spot. Right now, who would you say is going to win in Iowa on the Republican side?
I believe Mike Huckabee is going to win, but I think the damage that he has done to himself will carry over into some of these other state races.
Great. Jamie, we're going to be talking to you tomorrow night as you go from caucus to caucus. Again, that's Jamie Johnson, who's the president of Iowa News Talk. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you.
Well, it sounds like Jamie Johnson has a handle on things. Sounds interesting, doesn't it?
Sounds like things are going to heat up in Iowa.
They certainly are. They certainly are. We're going to be covering it live tomorrow night. Join us, www.insideravantage.com or www.internetnewsagency.com, and watch us live tomorrow night starting at 7:30 Eastern Standard Time until 11 o'clock. I'm Matt Towery for Insider Advantage. Thanks.
And I'm Aileen Page. Happy New Year, and we'll see you tomorrow night.